Just off balance as he went to strike.
In World Cup terms, he's just one goal shy now of Pelé. Moving on to the top of his own country's list with the penalty he scored in the first half here. Is Perisic. Narrow again, ideally stationed. Messi scurrying to gather. Paredes. Back for Messi, bounces conveniently for Tagliafico. Here's McAllister. Kovacic, Modric, Guardiola. Argentina are about to make a defensive change as they cling to what they have, and it is the one, Alan, to which you previously referred. I think we are going to see the third centre-half again. Sandro Martinez.
It would make sense. Coming under a fair bit of pressure now with Petkovic through the middle.
Modric. Petkovic has gone tumbling. Croatia have a free kick.
Probably a couple of thousand there on Modric first.
Before the free kick, that Argentine change. It is Leandro Paredes who gives way to Lisandro Martinez. Martinez began the last game against the Dutch, having come on for the last section of the previous game in a formational change which is mirrored precisely here. And you'll remember that in that Australian game, pretty late in the day, he made one absolutely heroic block when Behic, the Australian fullback, threatened a worldie of a goal.
Well, he's got a great nose for danger, Martinez. He really has. Not the tallest, but he's an out-and-out defender.
And there is proper defending to be done here, with half an hour of the World Cup semi-final to play. Modric with the free kick. Lovren! Forced away from him and forced away from the line.
He seemed to have a chance to make a better contact than he did, Lovren.
Kovacic. Dispossessed. The centre circle so that McAllister can set Argentina rolling again. Tagliafico. Sandro Martinez. Tagliafico, Alvarez. The switches for Molina. Nudged forward by him for Messi.
Free kick, and no, he never really gets close to getting a solid contact on it. Dejan Lovren, but really good ball in.
Juranovic. It's a smashing tackle by Tagliafico. Off the back of it, McAllister once more can initiate a raid. That is collar felt by Juranovic.
growing all the time. McAllister in an Argentina shirt.
Still no attempt on target for Croatia. They're going to have to find a couple quite promptly. Messi, Guardiola at his back. Fernandes. Messi shows it and then steals it away. But he can't have it back. Perisic, away from the ball, feeding Orsic. It came to Kramaric. Support from Kovacic. Here's Lovren. Juranovic beaten to it by Tagliafico. And now Alvarez, who's full of running, and Tagliafico is galloping up alongside him. Alvarez to Paul. Here comes Molina outside of him. De Paul has played it in. Messi rising for the header. Snatched away by Modric. He is balked by Alvarez, and Croatia have a free kick.
Well, it's such a sensitive period in the match, this, isn't it? Croatia threatening on occasions, but finding it difficult to get around the sides of this Argentina rearguard. But Argentina looking likely to nick one up the other end and really put this match to bed. The Netherlands got their first goal against Argentina in the 83rd minute, so there's hope, yeah.
It needs a Weghorst moment. Here's Orsic. Nibbling again too hungrily. Well, we had at the start of the evening the prospect of an immediate repeat of the World Cup final from last time. Croatia-France was a possibility. England's one-time golden boy, David Beckham, lost his first love a few nights ago. What still exists? Listen, it all still exists. Croatia have time. Messi and Mbappe could be lining itself up as a final. Or, of course, there might be some more Moroccan magic to be had. Argentina's passage through to match 64 of 64, still not quite complete.
No, it's a World Cup in which you can take nothing for granted. So many shots, goals when you least expect them.
Yellow card for Christian Romero.
Slipped, I think, on the way in.
Petkovic felt it. A reminder that prior yellow cards are of no interest here. They were wiped after the quarter-finals. Modric. Kramaric. Just didn't have the artistry to find a route around Molina. Croatia have been round the world at this tournament. meeting, or facing at least, African opposition in Morocco, North American in Canada, European in Belgium, Asian in Japan, and now a pair of South Americans in Brazil and Argentina. And they're facing Messi here. Messi held up by Guardiola. Messi away from Guardiola. Argentina, all but in the final. Julian Alvarez with the finish. Messi again with the marvellous mischief. And he will have his ultimate game.
This is miraculous. I mean, he's boxed in tight on the touchline. How on earth does he slip by Guardiola? And after that, he beats the defender again. This is classic Messi, isn't it? We thought maybe he couldn't do this anymore at his age. But he's reminding us that he's still got it on the big stage, on the big occasion when it matters most. What a moment in the World Cup this is for Messi, for Argentina. Absolutely superb. Spellbinding from Lionel Messi. And Guardiola, who's been one of the defenders of the tournament, was taken to the cleaners.
What is there left for him to show? What is there left for him to do? The answer to the question: win the World Cup. And he will have a chance this Sunday to win the World Cup.
I mean, I've described that goal, even mentioning the goal scorer, Alvarez, who's had a superb game, and he was ready and waiting, wasn't he? Once his captain had got to the byline, he just pulled off his man.
Kovacic. Foul at the back of Petkovic. And another yellow card. This one for Otamendi. So that is both Argentine centre-halves on a yellow, and they would be well advised to be cautious from here on in. It would be a shame to miss the big day.
Yeah, it certainly would, but they haven't got to make these kind of challenges now. 3-0 compared to 2-0, there's a huge difference.
Both sides are about to throw on their number 14. For Croatia, that means Marko Livaja in place of Andre Kramaric. Livaja of Hajduk Split. And for Argentina, it is going to mean the introduction of Ezequiel Palacios, but they actually are delaying their would-be substitution for a little bit. Perisic pierced the wall, but Martinez was safely behind it.
There was a bit of a hit and hope, wasn't it? Maybe hoping for a little deflection to make life awkward for Martinez.
That's how it is to be Croatian right now. It's been another terrific run from a country which perhaps more than any other, certainly in European football, punches way beyond what should be its weight. Alvarez, whistle had already gone. He has eyes on a World Cup semi-final hat-trick. Now the Argentine change indeed changes. Palacios for De Paul is one of them.
Yeah, look, Workhorse has done his job. Given everything as usual, De Paul.
And safe to say, Julian Alvarez has also done his job. He might be reluctantly heaved off, given the prospect of a famous hat-trick, but I guess more important to him still will be complete fitness for the final, assuming it arrives. And on the subject of restored fitness, how good for Argentine folk and for the man himself that Paulo Dybala is ready finally to kick his first ball of the tournament. And so Pelé remains the last man to score a hat-trick in a World Cup semi-final, 1958. Maybe Mbappe tomorrow, maybe En-Nesyri tomorrow. Modric. Perisic has a wallop.
Well, this was a really tricky tie, potentially, for Argentina, and they will be delighted with the way it's panned out. Of course, that opening goal, the award of a penalty, can argue that one all day, but that did set them on the way.
Guardiola got into trouble, poked forward by Palacios, moved on for McAllister. Here's Tagliafico, McAllister. Martinez, Tagliafico's push and run, Juranovic is his match. Great sympathy to a terrific young player, Alan, but we started the evening talking about Guardiola and the magnificent tournament he has had, and he has. But when he came up against the Magic Man in the moment there, we learned who is still the boss.
Yeah, the 35-year-old out. Sprinted the 20-year-old there. Wondered whether Messi had still got that burst of pace, but showed it, didn't he? Not sure Argentina would have expected to be in the last 15 minutes of this match, pretty much in a stress-free situation.
Perisic. Orsic. Sweet feet, decent try. But it's going to need something special now. In not just one moment, but two and three. He, by the way, will celebrate his 39th birthday during the next World Cup. I'm only saying, could he still be there?
Well, given that Modric is 37 and shows no signs of slowing down. Maybe Messi could go a couple of years beyond 37.
To have a 39-year-old goal scorer in the knockout stages this year in Pepe. Plays a rather different sort of game. Afraid all precedent suggests that this may very well be farewell for Luka Modric. He'll be the wrong side of 40 by the time we all meet again. And that is a sad thought, because what an extraordinary contribution he has made to the international game, never mind his country. Petkovic. Modric.
Coming off his head there, with a rebound off his face, maybe.
Modric's contorted face and the pain of the moment, and also no doubt a reflection of his emotion. Palacios intervening for Argentina. And this is a poignant moment. The oncoming player for Croatia is Lovro Majer. But this, bar perhaps a third, fourth playoff, which he may or may not have the appetite for, this truly is the moment Croatia says goodbye, in World Cup terms, to perhaps its greatest player ever.
Yeah, lovely touch by the coach, Zlatko Dalic, to give him this moment. He'll be gutted, of course he will, but the Croatia fans had a chance to applaud their hero. What a career he's had. Not finished yet for Real Madrid.
Romero, Molina, Messi. And long by Martinez. Tagliafico's prepared to chase. Lovren has seen it back. Smashed up into the air by Livakovic. Down by Palacios, who is fouled rather desperately by Livaya. And they got on with it in a hurry, did Argentina, and took a few by surprise. McAllister close to pouncing.
Yeah, they took the free kick quickly, and McAllister, who's had another good game, it would have been fitting for him to find the back of the net. Be coming off the toe, perhaps, in the end.
By Livaya, flicked out by Molina. Stolen away for Dybala. Messi, Dybala. And again Dybala with Molina joining in. Dybala looking to weave.
there's so much to admire about this Croatia team, but that extra bit of quality in the final third has halted their progress.
Orsic, smashing tackle from Lisandro Martinez.
And they've not defended well when asked to out there in that first half. Much better than that normally in this tournament. Argentina have been fortunate to catch them on a bad day defensively.
Lovro-Majer. Petkovic. Perisic. Taking no chances as he tumbled with Tagliafico. Perisic was over his shoulder.
He felt to get a little shove in the back, but they'll be eager to protect this clean sheet, Argentina.
Nicked on at the near post, and Lovren couldn't apply the finish.
Beautifully worked corner, that. Not sure how he's missed that. He's gone with his right rather than his left. Lovren.
Actually, Lovren has had Croatia's two best chances. This time the header earlier on, and well, that just needed bundling in with any part of his frame. Two more Argentine changes here. Angel Correa is one coming on. McAllister is one going off, as is Molina. To be replaced by Juan Foyt. And this is patently, obviously, merely about preservation of energy for a game bigger still, which is 5 days away.
Yeah, and also to give some fringe players a little taste of this World Cup.
Yeah, it is Foyt's first taste of this World Cup. And indeed Correa's. So he's going to have his crack at it, Lionel Scaloni. As Sabella did 8 years ago, as Menotti and Bilardo. Only those two have done triumphantly in the famous World Cup history of Argentina. They have a crack at mirroring 78. And Kempes, who is fittingly here to witness it, at mirroring 86. And Maradona, and all of that. And Messi is going to have a go at it. He is going to have a chance at the fairy tale farewell final. The final of which every romantic dreamt.
He's carried this team forward at times, hasn't he? When they've needed a spark, he's provided it.
Hernandez, Dybala, Palacios behind Messi.
They've looked to him to make the difference, given the ball to him on every occasion they can. Certainly not disappointed.
Petkovic. Shot from Maya, which was meat and drink for Martinez. A nation so bonded, Croatia. So proud in itself and of itself.
Yeah, they've never been able to engineer themselves into a position where they've pressurised, worried this Argentina side. Never got close enough to them.
Martinez. Tagliafico. An Argentina side which, we've got to say, has manoeuvred itself through this tournament cannily, has grown as the tournament has peaked. Only Spain have lost their first game at a World Cup and gone on to win it, 2010. Argentina have a chance to replicate that. Messi, and again. Orsic.
Well, he can be proud of his team, of his players, to get this far. I don't think many people fancied them to make the semis at the start of this tournament.
Well, he said himself prior to this game that the semi-final match against England was the greatest match of all time. From a Croatian perspective, 4 years ago, he said the game against Brazil the other day comes in a close second. He did say that if they won this one, it would become the greatest historical game Croatia, or the greatest historical win Croatia had ever enjoyed. But it has not come to pass. Martinez has, again, you're bound to say, been word perfect. That is a sight and this is a sound that we will re-embrace at this very place 5 nights from now.
He can barely keep the smile from his face, Scaloni.
Maya. Rivaya. Flung in by Perisic and nicked behind by Tagliafico. Unable properly to digest an outcome which in advance they weren't really able to consider, those Croatian supporters. But a World Cup final followed by a World Cup semi-final, a couple of outcomes that many bigger and better established nations would certainly have settled for, and there might still be something in it, but Vlasic has carved his shot wide.
Oh yeah, I mean, they've overachieved, haven't they? That three-man midfield, one of the best in the tournament. Modric, Brozovic and Kovacic has driven them forward. Can only go so far. They've come up against a team driven by Lionel Messi.
how the world will miss Luka Modric, who we saw head bowed on the Croatian bench then. Simply a beautiful player. And the supposition prior to this competition was that Croatian midfield three just might be a year or two too old. But like a vintage car, those three pistons perfectly oiled, kept on functioning so beautifully. But this has been just one journey too far. Kovacic, the youngest of those three. He'll be back for more. Palacios. Foyt. Foyt has got away here. Morocco can counter with Lovro Majer. And Orsic. Majer. Petkovic. Orsic. And Lovren! Argentina will play the World Cup final at his own brilliant behest. Messi will play in the ultimate game. Lionel Messi has a shot at his crowning moment as Luka Modric says farewell. Argentina into the final of the World Cup for the 6th time in a bittersweet moment of personalities. One great will get to glitter on the most shimmering stage of all, whilst the other must sidle away, head bowed. But it is about more than just two men, great though they are. Messi, of course, played his part and more, with a penalty and some mercurial magic. But it is an Argentina team, an Argentina nation which celebrates a semi-final victory, the scoreline of which reads Argentina 3, Croatia 0. Argentina 3, Croatia 0.
Yeah, some absolutely fabulous scenes, and all the plaudits will go to Lionel Messi. How lucky we are to see a player of this caliber, of this stature in our lifetime, lighting up this World Cup, what certainly could be his final World Cup. He has the bit between his teeth. He wants it more than ever, and he's proving it on the biggest stage. As for that man, Luka Modric, well, we've always seen so much from him, haven't we? Time and time again, but his dream is over, and what is probably his final World Cup now at the age of 37, but the story certainly belongs to this Argentina side. I'm joined by John Terry, Kaká and Peter Schmeichel. John, it's just an absolute privilege to watch this man live, isn't it?
We are very lucky. We mentioned that before the show started. He was absolutely phenomenal tonight. I mean, what he's done to Radio there at the end, he's been very good throughout the tournament, but this guy, absolutely incredible. To do it on the world stage at his age, and actually rolling back the years, a lot of people have questioned him. Tonight, he was the old Messi. He wasn't dropping off, he was the one running beyond and travelling with the ball. He had that bit between his teeth tonight. You could see how much that meant to him. So huge congratulations to him and Argentina. They look very good tonight.
Yeah, look, I mean, Spain in 2010 lost their opening group game against Switzerland. They lost 1-0 to Switzerland, went on to win the trophy. Argentina, of course, lost their opening group game to Saudi Arabia in what was, you know, one of the biggest shocks we've ever seen in World Cup history. But we saw the second game, the comeback against Mexico, in a cauldron of an atmosphere, and it was Messi who dragged that side through. And you really see, as John just said, that bit between his teeth. He wants it more than ever now. He rallied the troops. It's almost as if that defeat to Saudi Arabia has pushed him to this point now.
it's nice to see in a short competition how teams can grow during the competition. And Argentina, it's a good example of that. They lost their first game against Saudi. Second game against Mexico, they scored the end of the match. So they are building